Well, Nigel Farage had rather disappeared from the political scene until he went into the jungle and became third on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, which, gets 5-6 million viewers. Everybody's talking about Farage again. The Tory party's in deep trouble once more. So his chances of re-entering politics now, if he wants to do so, and it must be on his mind, are now high, I think. And the possibility is, it seems far-fetched, but then a lot in British politics has seemed far-fetched and come true. He could well end up, I think, leader of the Conservative Party after the election. I don't think there's much evidence that Nigel Farage has longed to be a Tory MP or even a Tory cabinet minister. The great thing about Farage is that he's cared more about influence than actually position. But the fact is now, Brexit is quite a long time behind us. He was one of the most consequential politicians of our age without ever having been in the House of Commons. But this will be a second stage or a third stage to his career if he were accepted into the Conservative Party, if he got a winnable seat, if there was a by-election. But don't rule it out. Nigel Farage will be very popular if he makes it to the Tory leadership among probably exactly half the Conservative Party. And a lot of the grassroots Tories will be very pleased to see him there. His problem is that the other half of the Conservative Party, and certainly the other half of however many MPs are left after the next election, is that he's deeply unpopular with them. In fact, you could lay the blame for the decline and fall of the Conservative Party really on him if there hadn't been his pressure on David Cameron, to hold a referendum. British political scene would be very, very different, and Nigel Farage would be scarcely known today. With the idea of a dream ticket being formed between Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson, it sounds like more a nightmare to me than a dream. The first problem is who would be the leader and who would be the deputy. I think neither of those personalities would cede their leadership ambitions to the other. I think we can probably rule out Boris Johnson because he's had his go at number 10 and he fluffed it. Nigel Farage, though, he did well in the jungle. He showed stoicism. He didn't let anybody see he was afraid, and that was the main thing he was determined to prevent. He's the coming man, and he's only 59. Oh, I think we should be clear that this is not imminent. Nigel Farage is not going to be leader of the party before the next election. Whenever that comes, and it's going to have to be in the next year, the Conservative cause will be led by the current Prime Minister. It's what happens afterwards. What happens when Rishi Sunak jets back to California and a quieter, more lucrative way of life. Then there's a vacuum, and there will be various Tory MPs like Suella Braverman looking for the leadership. I imagine a situation where whoever succeeds Rishi Sunak fails for the traditional reasons that the Conservative Party is split, and then Farage comes in, winning a by-election, and is promoted very, very quickly to the leadership. It'll be extraordinary, but then lots of extraordinary stuff has happened. I'm pretty certain that Keir Starmer will be Prime Minister for at least one term. Farage is now 59. He could be in his 70s before he became Prime Minister, but I don't think that's ever going to happen because I don't think he's actually electable. I don't think he can get the leadership of the Tory party. I can't believe he can get the Tory party elected in the next decade.